Okay. 9 days to go. We are now in the single digit area. My weight is coming in at 90.4, which is cool. It's going down a bit, which is surprising to me considering I'm not, or at least as far as I believe, not in a calorie deficit. As far as where I am snapshot wise with my head, not the best. I had class all day today and I rehearsed really well and I was happy with that and how I went. Started at 7:30 a.m. this morning at time of recording. It is 1 a.m. But I got home. We're supposed to be studying from 8 p.m. until about 1 a.m. In truth, I got maybe 3 hours study. And it wasn't very good. It was pretty low quality, not very high concentration study. I was very distracted. It was very intermittent, on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. But I'm not going to berate myself or anything at all because that is the cycle. I'm not going to get emotional because that's just playing the normal card. That's how it goes. That's what I'm familiar with. I talked about yesterday. Will I let go of this to become this thing? And unfortunately, tonight I didn't. And there is very, very, very little time left. So the thing I need to do right now is, there is no punishment, there is no shame. I'm not going to put shame on it or label it or anything. I just want to be interested in why did I allow myself to get distracted tonight in this in this period where I'm supposed to be locked in. Why did I allow myself to get distracted? Like my fucking... Like I checked my phone. There wasn't even like a notification there or anything. I just checked it because I wanted to see if there was a notification. But the thing I do in the past is I get emotional about it. I kind of like self-flagellate, start whipping myself on my back, and I'm like, fuck, like I'm such a fuck up, and God, fucking damn it. And then and all of that is feeding exactly what I like. It's familiar. That's the narrative that I've been playing with my entire life up until this point. The berating of oneself. That's an old story, and I want to move on from that. And so in order for me to grow, i.e. become something that I am not currently, I need to do something that I have not done. So that means not getting emotional at all. Like I just need to be completely logical about it. Take note of what I was feeling, why I allowed myself to get distracted. I spoke to my coach as well, and she said, I think you, Josh, are petrified of how great you could be, and you know that if you fulfill if you fulfill your potential, then you know that you have to hit that marker every time. Because if you churn out, for lack of a better term, an Oscar-winning performance, why would you ever go back? And that is a bigger pill to swallow. So I need to turn down the emotionality of it, but still allow myself to be vulnerable, because I don't want to deny feeling. I need to feel what I'm feeling to try and figure out what is going on inside me. What is stopping me from churning out a stellar performance? Because what has taken place tonight is class finished and I left around 6:30-ish, 6:40. I didn't start studying until 10. And then from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. it was super fragmented, and so what has happened as far as I shouldn't even be staying up till 1 a.m. I'm only in this position because I have been studying like this. This has been my process, and this process is broken and it doesn't work and it needs to change. Unless I'm content with just scraping by, just surviving. And I also need to confront the idea that maybe I am addicted to the feeling of just surviving. That's familiar to me. People are addicted to, yes, comfort, but possibly even more than comfort, familiarity. Or maybe there is a big crossover between familiarity and comfort, and high stress level situations and periods where you are super high anxiety may be familiar to you. So you repeatedly put yourself in scenarios where that happens, where that takes place, because it's what you know. And that keeps you comfortable. So I just need to continue to be brutally honest with myself and accept the fact that this performance here that I could have had, like if we're looking at a scale from terrible to great, wherever I am currently sitting as far as the potential that I could realize with the time that I have left with these last 9 days, the cap, the roof, the top of the potential, because of today, has shifted slightly. I don't know whether I should be disappointed in myself, because I don't know if that's helpful. It's not a nice feeling, and maybe embodying that feeling will motivate change. But this definitely wouldn't be the first time I'm disappointed in myself. On a positive note, we got the flyers for our shows printed out, and I've got some copies behind me, but I'm not going to show it tonight because I don't I don't want to distract myself with a good feeling, if that makes sense. I don't want to put a positive band-aid over, or go, oh, like I had a shit study session, a really nowhere near as productive as it should have been study session, and then distract myself and go, oh, but look at this beautiful thing over here. This is so great. So I think I want to show it because it's really cool. But maybe tomorrow instead, because I think this feeling that I've got going on, I just need to sit with. In truth, I think I do believe my coach is right, and I think I have an incredible amount of potential, and I think like my body knows it. It knows what I'm capable of doing. But because it knows, it also has the fear that comes with it. I need to sort out the fear. Why am I afraid? What am I afraid of? I'm afraid of being successful, sure. I also realized the reason why I do so well at the gym is because with ADHD, you get distracted easily. The gym accommodates that because you go in and you have this hyper focus, and you do your set and you do your fucking cable flies or whatever, you fucking like that, whatever the exercise is, and it's 1 minute, 2 minute max, like hyper focus concentration as you're doing your exercise, and then it's done, and then you can let go, and then you can be off with the theories and letting yourself be distracted for a couple of minutes while you rest and recuperate, and you go, cool, time to get back to it. And I realized that's my studying habits are the same. I'll get in and I'll do 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes of like intense, and I'm going through the script, and I'm working at a higher level, not deep. I would say intense, but I think there's a difference between intense work and deep work. Deep work is what you want. Deep work is hard to get into, but once you're in there, it's like that's the flow state. That's where your brain's working on such a high functioning, high capacity level. But I'll just be working intensely for 5 minutes, like max, and then I'll stop, and I break, or I'll check a notification, or I'll reply to a message, and then get back into it. And that's it. Just that works in the gym, but that doesn't work at home. I really don't do well studying at home. I need to study somewhere else. I think just being in this room locked up doesn't work for me. So I guess that's a nice discovery, that I study the same way that I train, which isn't conducive. It's conducive for the gym, it's not conducive for this. So I actually need to identify that what it requires of me is something very different, and split it. So I'll come back tomorrow and we'll see how we go. I'll do my best to reply to your guys' comments, etc., because I really appreciate reading what you guys have to say and what you share. but I gotta be so fucking locked in over the next 8 days. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's coming up to about 20 past 1, so I'm gonna end the video here, and I will see you guys tomorrow for a better day. It's gonna be. Alright. See you guys later.